We're starting off our climate tracker with the Monsoon Fury, which has only increased over the weekend. We're talking about the monsoons in India, which have had a devastating impact across northern India specifically. As many as 19 people have been killed in landslides or rain-linked incidents. A yellow alert has been issued in Delhi for the next 24 hours. An orange alert has been issued for Haryana. India's Met Department has projected heavy rains in most parts of northwest India for the next few days. Now, the four worst affected states over the weekend were Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Jammu and Kashmir and Delhi. Due to heavy downpour, all government and private education institutions in Himachal Pradesh will remain closed on Monday and Tuesday. Rainfall records are being smashed, with the national capital Delhi breaking a 41-year-old record on Sunday. The intense spell of showers paralyzed normal life, and schools in Delhi have also been asked to keep shut, and national capital region will remain closed on Monday. Now, those residing in the ground floors of apartments were told to relocate to safer places as a precaution. By 8:30 a.m. local time on Sunday, Delhi had already logged a record 153 millimeters of rainfall. As per forecasts, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab and Delhi will receive heavy to very heavy levels of rainfall on Monday as well. Meanwhile, the water level in the Yamuna River is expected to cross the danger mark of 205.33 meters by Tuesday. The mountains of Himachal and Uttarakhand are among the worst affected. Locals and tourists alike were washed away in landslides and flash floods in separate incidents in both the states. A police official also died in Uttarakhand. Meanwhile, 2 people were killed in a landslide in Jammu and Kashmir as well. Apart from this, 2 soldiers also died after being washed away by flash floods. About 3,000 vehicles are stranded along the Srinagar-Jammu highway due to a road cave-in which happened yesterday. As a result, the highway will remain closed today. All right, we're going a little deeper into this now. Let's tell you more about the Indian monsoon and why it is raining fury all over the northern part of the country. Several parts of northwest India witnessed a heavy spell of rain on Saturday and Sunday. Now, let's start by India's national capital, Delhi, which received 153 millimeters of rainfall in 24 hours ending at 8:30 a.m. IST, which is the highest in a single day in July since 1982. Meanwhile, Chandigarh received 322.2 millimeters, which is the season's highest ever rainfall. Now, Haryana, along with that, was 224.1 mm rainfall, and Delhi, of course, as we told you earlier, is 153. Now, Ambala in the Haryana state received this figure of rainfall, and Haryana is definitely also seeing unprecedented rains. Solan in Himachal Pradesh, we're now shifting focus further up north, received 135 millimeters of rain on Sunday, breaking a 50-year-old record of 105 mm of rain in a day, which usually used to be the case earlier. So as you can see, the figures have really increased in this current spell. The current cumulative of rainfall stands at 243.2 millimeters, which is 2% above normal levels. Now, let's tell you about the situation in Himachal Pradesh. 5 people have been killed in 3 separate landslides. Red alert has been issued for 10 districts in the state. A total of 14 major landslides have been reported already. 13 flash floods and 700 roads have been closed in the states. You can take a look at these visuals and you can imagine the devastation that it has caused to the regular life and, of course, all the roads around. 700 roads being closed. You can imagine the snarls of traffic which it would be causing. Now, let's tell you about zone-wise rainfall variations which are occurring. The east and the northeast part of India have received 17% lower than average rainfall. Meanwhile, North India received 59% above the average rainfall. Central India received 4% above the average rainfall, and South India has received 23%, which is lower than the average rainfall. Now, these are essentially the figures, and you can see all across the map what is going on. Essentially, it's the northern regions which are facing the major fury of this monsoon season. Next, let's tell you why the monsoons are so intense and destructive this year. You see, the relentless rainfall is a result of the confluence of two deadly weather systems. It is the combination of monsoon winds and a western disturbance. The two things coming together is causing a lot of problems. The monsoon winds from the Bay of Bengal reached North India. At the same time, there was a trough from Rajasthan and the Arabian Sea. There was a confluence of both systems on Saturday above Jammu and Kashmir. Now, this descended to the skies above Himachal Pradesh, which is just below Jammu and Kashmir, on Sunday, resulting in torrential rain and widespread destruction. A similar confluence led to the flooding of cataclysmic downpour in Uttarakhand in 2013, including a cloudburst in Kedarnath. All right, for more on this, we are now being joined by Dr. Vibha Dhavan, who's the Director General of India's Energy and Resources Institute. Welcome to the broadcast, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Right. Ma'am, let's begin with what happened over the weekend of floods, landslides across North India specifically. It's not uncommon, but during monsoon at least, but is it preventable going forward? Can it be stopped from happening, or should we just brace for it happening every year?
Well, really speaking, if we put it where we are, because see, we are talking of the changing climate and the Earth's temperature going up. Now, that is something which we will not be able to reverse overnight. We have to work in that direction. And really speaking, if we look at, we face something similar in Kedarnath, which was in 2013. Now, what is happening in 2023, we are really worried about. We shouldn't have flash floods of that kind and so on. And therefore, somewhere it is that we really have to take urgent action and stop climate change the way it is occurring, where the emissions, the Earth's temperature going up, because otherwise it will become more of a routine than an exception. And therefore, what is happening in this season, we can't stop. But in years to come, definitely we can work in that direction.
Right. Ma'am, now major alerts and warnings which have been issued, all through Delhi, Haryana, Himachal, Uttarakhand. Now, how long can one expect it to last? Will we see it, this kind of rains, will we see it through July and leading into August as well, through the monsoon season? Or is it, for a few days or a few weeks and it should subside and start lessening after that?
Yeah, I personally feel it's not going to continue for very long. It will be maybe another couple of days, and thereafter it should become comparatively less. And of course, one of the reasons is that right now there was a trough extending from Rajasthan to North Arabian Sea associated with western disturbance. And at the same time, due to the strong monsoon conditions, the wind from Bay of Bengal were also reaching the north. And with these two systems centered around J&K on Saturday and around Himachal Pradesh on Sunday, these areas got moisture both from Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, resulting in very heavy rainfall. So this particular kind of situation, perhaps it's going to subside, and we can perhaps expect another 2-3 days of what we are facing today. I'll say we were fortunate that at least for a few hours in the morning, there was no rain, and therefore the drainage will take care. The roads have become better and so on. It's again raining, and I do hope that it won't be as heavy as what we faced in last 2 days.
Thank you for all your inputs, ma'am. That was Ms. Vibha Dhavan, Director General of India's Energy and Resources Institute. Thank you so much for joining in on the broadcast.
Thank you.